So Tim, help us go over what the cities look like in the States. So I was born in China, so our governance is quite different, where we have the city, and then we have the CBD area, which is divided into districts, and then the outskirts are the counties and villages. But in the States, I found the county is bigger. And then it incorporates, for example, in Orange County, 30-some cities, right? And they each have their own governance. So walk us through that a little bit, maybe even from the state level.
Sure. Yeah, so as you mentioned, the state of California is the highest level of authority. You've got the governor, you've got the assembly, the Senate, and then below that would be the counties, the various counties throughout the state. In Orange County, they have a board of supervisors that runs basically anything that's not in a city, unincorporated land. For example, John Wayne Airport is in unincorporated county property. And then below that is the cities themselves. As you mentioned, 30, 31, 33 cities in Orange County. Then they're run by a city council, but typically there's a city manager that is appointed or hired by the city council under an employment agreement. But then the city council is elected by the populace. And so in some cities, the mayor is directly elected, like in Irvine. In other cities, like Newport Beach, the mayor is appointed by the majority of the city council. And
how much power would you say they have, or they can direct?
So in a lot of cities, really the mayor is just a council member when it comes to power. They typically can set the agenda, and so they have that authority. They run the meeting, and so the mayor is the presiding officer over the council meeting. So they can direct a lot of debate, when to take a vote, when to agendize something, but for the most part, they're just another council member.
Can they keep things off of the agenda?
So that's a good question. I think it depends on how each city is set up and kind of what their practice is. Typically, if multiple council members want to put an item up for discussion, then it always comes up. I think if one council member wants to do something kind of on an island, the mayor can have some say in whether or not that ever makes it to the
I heard that
meeting.
You can't have majority of councils meet by themselves, right? Without.
There's a law in California called the Brown Act, and the Brown Act basically states that you can't have private meetings with a majority of a governing body. So. Like when Irvine was five.
Not just city, maybe.
I think it applies to the board of supervisors and others as well. So, and the purpose of it is to not have small groups make decisions in private when it should be handled in public.
So let's talk about Irvine. So Irvine, when I moved to the U.S., it was 1998, and I think I was one of maybe a few people coming from mainland China. And then I think post 2012, a lot more new immigrants from China have found Irvine to be a very organized city with new homes, but some of the best schools. So they decided to make this their home as well. So it's becoming very Chinese populated. And I know we've had Asian mayors, Korean Americans. I think we have an Indian American right now.
Suki Kang, Farrakhan.
Great. So as far as Irvine goes, what are the most important issues that the city councils look at, and what are some of the good ones, some of the concerning ones?
So traffic and quality of life are always the big ones. Quality of life expands into schools and just general, let's say, safety, public safety. That's always a big one. Irvine is known as one of the safest cities in America, really, for its size. And that's a huge factor and something that they work very hard to maintain. Traffic, a lot of times, is overblown. People, without any empirical data, we'll just say, oh, if you're going to build those 5 homes, that's going to create traffic.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're just comparing to before.
Right.
If I go to any other city,
Right.
that's just
And
a lot worse.
And the reality is, peak hour traffic is the most important. That's the, call it 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning, 4:30 to 6 o'clock at night. At least in the business complex,
Yeah.
Spectrum, airport area. That's really the only time there's traffic. There's no traffic on the weekends. There's no traffic at 10:30 or 2:30 in the daytime on a weekday. It's the peak hour flow where people are getting to the freeway, arriving at their office, leaving at roughly the same time. But anytime we're processing new development, you always hear about traffic. And so that continues to be one of the bigger items.